Good evening. So this is the continuation no, of the actual questions na in-upload natin kanina. So this was the questions na lumabas noong September 24, 2023 in General Education. So kanina we have the numbers 1 to 25 as our part 1. And in this part 2, we'll start in number 26. Okay? So who was the first national artist in painting? Is it A. Fernando Amorsolo, B. Hernando Ocampo, C. Juan Luna, and D. Napoleon Abueva? Ang ating sagot ay letter A. It's Fernando Amorsolo. So, Fernando Amorsolo Iqueto was the Philippines' first national artist and is officially recognized as the Grand Old Man of Philippine art. 27, simplify this. 2x minus 3y plus y minus 4z minus z minus 3x. Okay, so what is your answer? So we have here the options, no? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Yung sagot. Okay, so ang sagot natin ay letter A. Okay? So this is the computation of why we derive the answer letter A. Okay? 27. The fisherman uses worms to blank. A. Bait. B. Bite. C. Bitten. And D. Bit. The answer is it's letter, okay, it's letter A. Okay? So it is bait. 29. Orangutan, chimpanzee, and gorilla are classified as blank. A. Primates. B. Predator. C. Monkey. And D. Chordates. The answer is letter A. It's primates. So a primate is any mammal of the group that includes lemurs, lorises, tarsiers, monkeys, apes, and humans. The order Primates, with its 300 or more species, is the third most diverse order of mammals after rodents and bats. 30. The right to demand the presence of the accused is the right invoked in blank. A. Writ of habeas corpus. B. Writ of amparo. C. Writ of habeas data. And D. Writ of mandamus. Ang sagot ay letter A. It's writ of habeas corpus. So, habeas corpus is used to bring a prisoner or other detainee before the court to determine if the person's imprisonment or detention is lawful. So, a habeas petition proceeds as a civil action against the state agent, usually a warden, who holds the defendant in custody. 31. The two consecutive even integers, then sum of which is 34, are blank. A. 20 and 21, B. 17 and 19, C. 20 and 22, and D. 16 and 18. Okay, our answer is letter D, 16 and 18. So this is our computation on why we derive our answer 16 and 18. 32. Maghapon at magdamag na nagbasa ng aklat at lathalain si Ginang Liana. Ang panaguri sa pangungusap ay blank. A. Ginang Liana. B. Magdamag. C. Maghapon. And D. Nagbasa. Ang sagot ay letter D. Okay? Um, ang hinahanap kasi is the panaguri. So, the panaguri or the predicate ay nagsasabi tungkol sa simuno. 33. Potential energy is to battery as moving electric fan is to blank energy. A. Nuclear. B. Mechanical. C. Chemical. And D. Kinetic. The answer is letter D. Kinetic. So, kinetic energy is the energy an object has because of its motion. So, if you want to accelerate an object, then we must apply a force. Applying a force requires us to do work. And after work has been done, energy has been transferred to the object, and the object will be moving with a new constant speed. 34. Moralists write literary pieces that inform and teach moral lessons, which are called blank. A. Autobiographical. B. Historical. C. Lyric. And D. Didactic. The answer is didactic. It's letter D. So didactic meaning is intended to teach, particularly in having moral instruction as an ulterior motive. 35. Bernadette's aquarium has length, width, and height of 10 cm, 8 cm, and 6 cm respectively. So its volume is, okay, what cubic centimeter? Is it A, is it B, is it C, and is it D? The answer is letter D. It's 480 cubic centimeters. Okay, so this is our solution on why we derive the answer letter D. Okay, so 36, sick of stomach was the result of what she blank. A. Ate. B. Eat. C. Eating. And D. Eaten. The answer is letter A. Ate. 37. The first Philippine president from Ilocos region was A. Rodrigo Duterte. B. Elpidio Quirino. C. Ferdinand Marcos. And D. Manuel Rojas. The answer is letter B. It's Elpidio Quirino. Okay, so Elpidio Rivera Quirino was a Filipino lawyer and a politician who served as the sixth president of the Philippines from 1948 to 1953. A lawyer by profession, Quirino entered politics when he became a representative of Ilocos Sur from 1919 to 1925. 38. All of the following are examples of conduction except blank. A. Ironing of clothes. B. Ice melting in hands. C. Rain falling in clouds. D. Heat transfer in solid. The answer is letter C. Rain falling in clouds. So conduction occurs more readily in solids and liquids, where the particles are closer together than in gases, where particles are farther apart. So letter C is an example of convection. Convection is the movement of the heat by a fluid such as water or air. 39. Gabriela Silang is to Diego Silang, as Gregoria de Jesus is to blank. A. Emilio Aguinaldo. B. Jose Rizal. C. Andres Bonifacio. And D. Emilio Jacinto. The answer is letter C. Andres Bonifacio. So Gregoria de Jesus, wife of Andres Bonifacio, she was a brave and patriotic woman who played a heroic role in the Philippine Revolution and was born in Caloocan. Number 40. Some animals are capable of learning, like dogs. This is the lowest form of learning called blank. A. Conditioning. B. Responding. C. Tutoring. And D. Perceiving. The answer is letter A. It's conditioning. So some animals, um, they are they can learn through conditioning. Specifically the dogs. Okay. So 41, Laong Laan and Dimasalang were the pen name used by blank. A. Andres Bonifacio. B. Juan Luna. C. Emilio Aguinaldo. And letter D. Jose Rizal. So, ang sagot natin ay letter D. It's Jose Rizal. So, Jose Rizal often wrote under the pen name Laong Laan, meaning ever ready, contributor of poems and articles for La Solidaridad. And Dimas Alang or Dimasalang, which in Tagalog means untouchable, served as a correspondent for La Solidaridad. 42, the indigenous people of Pampanga and Zambales are the Tarlac and Zambales are the blank. A. Aitas. B. Mangyans. C. Iguruts. And D. Dinagats. Okay, the answer is letter A. Aitas. So the Aitas being one of the biggest in terms of number, member of ethno-linguistic group in the Philippines, and indigenous people living in the different mountainous places in Luzon. They can be found in the provinces of Pampanga, Zambales, and Tarlac. Okay, so 43, Apolinario Mabini, the acknowledged brains of the revolution, wrote the principles of conduct and morality that should govern the revolutionary movement called blank. A. La Cartilla. B. El Verdadero Decálogo. C. Himno al Trabajo. D. Filipinas dentro de 100 años. Okay. Ang sagot is letter B. El Verdadero Decálogo. So Apolinario Mabini was the revolutionary government, the ideologist and moral voice. So he wrote the True Decalogue, a 10-point guide to citizenship and moral conduct, which accompanied his constitutional program. Number 44, Scent of Apples, a collection of stories that succeed with the United States audience, was written by blank. A. Benvenido Santos, B. Carlos Bulusan, C. Nick Joaquin, and D. Jose Garcia Villa. Okay, ang sagot natin is letter A. It's Benvenido Santos. So, The Scent of Apples by Benvenido Santos is part of a short story collection of the same name published in 1978 by the University of Washington Press. Scent of Apples tells the story of one of men and his family's unique experience as Filipino immigrants to the United States. 45, reduction is the Spanish policy which provided the resettlement of Filipino communities to form town centers or blank. A. Haciendas, B. Cidulas, C. Encomiendas, and D. Cabeceras. Okay, this is letter D, cabeceras. So the authorities often adopted a policy of reduction for the resettlement of inhabitants in far-flung scattered barangays to move into a centralized cabecera. It is town, district, or capital where a newly built church and an ayuntamiento, town hall, were situated. 46, How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Way of Elizabeth Browning is an example of blank. A. Sonnet. B. Elegy. C. Epic. And D. Allegory. Okay, ang sagot natin is letter A. It's sonnet. So, a 14-line poem with a variable rhyme scheme originating in Italy and brought to England by Sir Thomas Wyatt and Henry Howard, Earl of the Surrey in the 16th century, literally a little song. The sonnet traditionally reflects upon a single sentiment, which, with a clarification or turn of thought in its concluding lines. So this is the excerpt no, of How Do I Love Thee. 47. What is the world's largest island? A. Madagascar, B. Borneo, C. Greenland, and D. Papua New Guinea. Okay, ang sagot is letter C. It's Greenland. So the Greenland, three times the size of Texas. Greenland is a part of Denmark, though a home rule government attends to domestic affairs. So its people are primarily Inuit. 48. Stories in which animals are the main characters who teach moral lessons are called blank. A. Riddles. B. Legends. C. Myths. And D. Fables. Okay, ang sagot ay letter D. It's fables. So, fable in narrative form usually featuring animals that behave and speak as human beings, told in order to highlight human follies and weaknesses. So, a moral lesson for behavior is woven into the story and often explicitly formulated at the end. 49. Before the coming of the first settlers from neighboring Asian countries, there are already early occupants in the Philippines. So who are they? Is it A, Borneans, B, Indonesian, C, Malays, and D, Negritos? Okay, ang sagot ay letter D, it's Negritos. So Negritos, Aita in the Philippines. The Philippines were probably first occupied by the people who arrived in small migrations from mainland Southeast Asia. The first of these were believed to be Negritos. Okay, so number 50, the last number, Antonio de Morga in his book Success de las Islas noted that the ancient Filipinos had army and navy with artillery and other weapons of warfare like Kris and Campilan, richly ornamented with iron and steel. All of this point to the fact that before Spaniards came, the early Filipinos had their own blank A houses, B, culture, C, crops, and D, history. Okay, so before the coming of the Spaniards, Filipinos have their own culture. Okay, so this is the answer. All right, so thank you so much for listening. And I hope that you will learn something in here that is will be useful, no, on your upcoming exam that will be on March. Okay, so thank you so much. And don't forget to like, um, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, thank you so much and good evening.